I'll show you how to do fraction busters. This is a new topic. We did this earlier this week. If you want to look in your math book, I'm doing some of the problems from lesson 5.2.2, page 132. I'm going to show you how to do a couple of these, and then you can use the other ones for additional practice. You also had some in your homework problems. So this is 81A, and the point of fraction busters is to bust out the fractions, or get rid of all the fractions, just like Ghostbusters busts the ghosts. So fraction buster, we want to get rid of the fractions. So I'm not looking to get common denominators. Instead, I'm looking to get rid of the fractions. So to do that, I want to multiply every term by the least common multiple of whatever's in the denominators. So since I'm looking at 3 and 5, my least common multiple of 3 and 5 would be 15. You can use another multiple of 3 and 5, like 30 or 45, but you have to use something that 3 and 5 both go into, and if you use the least one, then your numbers won't get very big. So what I'm going to do is multiply every term by 15, and I'm multiplying it by 15 over 1, not 15 over 15. So it would be like this if you wanted to write it out as a fraction. So then I just go through and do all my multiplication. 15 times x is 15x, and then I rewrite the denominator, and then again 15x, rewrite the denominator, and then 16 times 15, you can use a calculator, is 240. Now I just simplified. Remember, fractions mean division, so 15 divided by 3 is 5, and 15 divided by 5 is 3, and then the other side stays the same, and then I add these together, and then the last step would just be to divide by 8, and I get x equals 24 divided by 8 is 3, bring down the 0. Okay? So now I'm going to show you a little bit harder one, which would be 81D, and then you can use the other ones to practice. So let me write that down. I'm just getting this straight from your book, and this will be on the test. So for this one, I'm looking for the least common multiple of 6 and 3 and 2, and it happens to actually be 6 because 6 goes into itself, and 3 goes into 6, and 2 goes into 6. So it's actually pretty nice. I'm going to multiply every term by 6 to start. And then I can rewrite this. Now I'm going to write this in parentheses, 2x minus 3 over 6. I'm not actually going to multiply that out, and you'll see why in a second. But I am going to do 2 times 6 is 12, and 1 times 6 is 6. Now this first one, if I had multiplied it out, I would have to divide everything by 6, and I would end up with the same thing, because 6 over 6 equals 1. So I end up with just 2x minus 3. Now if this was a number other than what's in the denominator, I would definitely have multiplied it through. Like 6 times 2 is 12, 6 times 3 is negative 18, because then I would have to do my division just like this. Oh, I don't need the parentheses because I don't have anything in the denominator. Okay, 12 divided by 3 is 4, and don't forget the x, and then 6 divided by 2 is 3. So then now I have a simple equation to solve, so I would just solve it like a normal equation. So I get 2x equals 4x plus 6, and then subtract 4x, sorry, and then you have 6 on this side and negative 2x on this side, divide by negative 2, and you're left with x is negative 3. And on both of these you can do a check to find out if you did it right. I'm not going to do that right now because of time. Now I recommend trying some of the other problems there, paying attention to least common multiple, like this one, 3, 4, and 5, they're pretty small numbers, but the least common multiple is actually sort of a big number. You just have to find a number they all three go into. 20 doesn't work because 3 doesn't go into that. 30 doesn't work because 4 doesn't go into that, etc. So you're going to keep going up, but it has to also have 5, so it's got to be a multiple of 5, which is not very many choices. So good luck with that. Practice what you can, and let me know if you have any questions.